Today I am going to deliver a lecture on species concept. First, I go to the biological species concept. Now, what is biological species concept? Now, biological species concept. Species are groups of actually or potentially interbreeding natural populations which are reproductively isolated from other such groups. Here, some problem. How do we evaluate potentially interbreeding per population that are geographically separated? How much reproductive isolation is needed? Fossils, how do we know if they interbreed? Good species can sometimes produce viable hybrids. How does this apply to asexual organisms? And another question for the biological species concept or demerits is the parthenogenic organisms. So there are several demerits. Next, evolutionary species concept. A species is a simple lineage of ancestor descendant populations which maintain its identity from other such lineages and which has its own evolutionary tendencies and historical fate. In evolutionary species concept, there are also some problems, such as how much identity is needed. How can the historical fate of a population be determined? What criteria is used to determine the evolutionary tendency of a population? Difficult to apply. Another species concept is very much popular species concept. This is the phylogenetic species concept. What is this? A species is the smallest possible group of a sexually reproducing organism that possesses at least one diagnostic character which is present in all group members but is absent from all close relatives of the group. Now, what is diagnostic character? Diagnostic characters of phylogenetic species can be any genetically determined featuring including behavioral ones. Another thing is the cladistics, the basic idea of the cladistics. The process of defining evolutionary relationships between taxa using evidence from extant taxa. The cladists, an advocate or practitioners of cladistics and its principles. Cladogenesis, the evolutionary process giving rise to a new clade, any supposedly monophyletic group of taxa in a phylogenetic hypothesis. That is plesiomorphy, the ancestral character state for a character in a group of organisms. That is apomorphy, and advanced or derived character state. Now, what is cladogram? A dendrogram, a tree diagram, okay, depicting a phylogenetic hypothesis based on synapomorphism. It indicates the branching pattern of the evolutionary history of phylogram. Phylogram, a dendrogram indicating a hypothesized evolutionary history which additionally indicates a branch length, the degree of evolutionary change along each lineage. Now, the synapomorphy, an apomorphous character shared by two or more taxa and thus indicating common ancestry for the members of the group. Plesiomorphy, the plesiomorphous character state shared by a group of taxa due to shared ancestors.